You shipped an API. Clients integrated. Now you need to change a response, rename a field, split one into two, restructure the shape. Do it in place, and every client built on the old shape breaks the moment you deploy. You can't freeze the API forever, and you can't break your customers. The answer is versioning. Run the old shape and the new shape side by side, and let each client pick the one it was built for. We'll do it with a dedicated open-source library, wired up the clean way by the Trellis template, and Trellis adds the guardrails, so the version never silently slips. Here's the trap. Version 1 clients read a project as ID and name. You decide name should be title, cleaner, more accurate. But if you just rename it on the live endpoint, every version 1 client that looks for names suddenly gets nothing or fails to parse. You didn't add a feature, you broke production for everyone who hasn't updated. A field rename is a breaking change, and in place, there's no safe time to ship it. API versioning here comes from a dedicated open-source library, the Asp.NET API Versioning Library by Chris Martinez. It's a .NET Foundation project, the ASP, versioning packages on NuGet, and it isn't part of ASP.NET Core, and it isn't Trellis. It supports several strategies, by attribute, by URL segment, by query, or by header. The Trellis template picks the cleanest one, versioning by namespace. You make one folder per version, a dated folder, March 26th and December 1st, and the controller inside carries a matching namespace. The old controller returns name, the new one returns title. No API version attributes anywhere. The library's namespace convention reads the version straight from the namespace segment, and the client chooses with a query parameter. API version equals 2026-12-01. And the wiring is one registration. Add API versioning. Then add MVC with the version by namespace convention. Then add API Explorer. Those are all the libraries, and that one convention is what reads the version out of the namespace, so you never write an attribute. Here's the single line Trellis contributes. When a controller creates a project, it builds the location with created@route and chains with version route. So the URL you return already carries the API version the client called. Without it, under query or header versioning, the location quietly drops the version, and the next request gets a 404. So what does Trellis actually add? 3 things, all on top of that library. 1. With version route, it makes the location header and your next page links round-trip the exact API version the client asked for, so they never silently drop it. 2. A build time analyzer. If a version controller emits a location and you forget with version route, the build warns you, and the quick fix adds it for you. That's the mistake caught before it ships. And 3. The service level indicators package tags every latency metric with the resolved API version, so you can watch adoption and track your SLOs per version. The library does the versioning. Trellis keeps it correct and makes it observable. Versioning lets your API grow without a single breaking change. The old shape and the new shape, side by side, for as long as you need. The versioning itself is the Asp.NET API Versioning Library by Chris Martinez, a .NET Foundation project. The Trellis template wires it up by namespace, and Trellis keeps the location correct and the version visible in your metrics. Next, when a client sends too many requests, we push back the standard way, rate limiting and retry after. Subscribe, and I'll see you there.